by this chick.
Have any interesting stories?
Yeah, but
This is the problem. Maybe this is
you
why
are the whitest boy alive, though.
I am the whitest boy that's ever lived. And that's part of my appeal, you know, the lack of life experience. Like, if you want to know about an upcoming cotton on sale, I got you. If you want an interesting story,
sorry,
listen to this. Like, listen to you. I'm not gonna offer that, but you know, like honestly, that's why that bit of my special was so good. Like the craziest thing that's probably ever happened to me was probably just bumping over Kesha backstage and high-fiving Jimmy Fallon. I think that's in the same day I met the two most famous people
that you've ever met.
And then I've met Rita Ora before, but you probably don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, Becky with the good hair.
You know what's funny? So the reason why we met her was when we were working at the radio station.
You would have met heaps of people at the radio station. Really?
No, we used to do this segment called Brief Celebrity Interviews, and because we couldn't get any celebrities on our show because no one wanted to do our shitty, because we were on Triple M digital for a bit before we were on actual radio. So when we were on this digital station, we couldn't get guest interviews. So we would ambush the people coming in for Hamish and Andy, like out of the elevator, and stand there with microphones. And the joke was we'd ask them one question and then they'd answer it, and then we cut them off halfway through their answer, like, sorry, that's all we have time for. And we'd act, it was a power move because we'd act like the bosses in the situation. So we were like, Rita Ora, what's your favorite color? She's like, well, blue, but it could be, and then I was like, Rita, that's all we have time for. Thanks for joining us.
Enjoy
and I
Hamish and Andy. Bye.
Ran away, and like their company used to get emails from Sony going, who the fuck were those guys that ambushed them? And the company's like, you can't keep doing this, because we had shit going on outside of radio. We didn't give a fuck if we got fired, so we just kept doing it.
But made for fucking great radio.
And the producers loved it. The content director was like, keep doing it, but don't tell anyone I told you to keep doing it. Like, we got complaints because we did Peking Duck. We did like all these ones, and it was amazing. And the Peking Duck one, I probably shouldn't say this, but fuck them. Great guys. This thing, fucking legends. They loved it. That was the reason why we had to stop, because of their one. Because we were like, innocently, we're so stupid. We asked them, what do you like, Pepsi or Coke? And then the guy from Peking Duck, I'm paraphrasing, it was something along the lines of, well, Coke, it depends what Coke, you know, like it was some drug reference. He made some reference to drugs. We cut that and just kind of put him to air saying Coke. Yeah. And then I think that's why the record label were really funny about that going to air, because he said he liked Coke. We're like, no, well, obviously we compared it. We weren't asking him Pepsi or cocaine. Yeah. We were asking him Pepsi or Coke. That's the common fight of cola fight. Yes. It's like, then they complained because we didn't have their permission. We weren't supposed to be interviewing them. But the guys from Peking Duck, we told them the concept. They were like, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah. They were like, this is so good. We want to be a part of this. But the record label was shitty. So we used to do that shit all the time. Just the fucking MasterChef guy was the best one. I don't even know his name. He's like the Gary Megan. The guy's not Matt Preston, right? Like the third guy. And the guy who pays his employees properly. There's the bald guy who's just rude.
Oh, I don't like that dude.
Yeah.
I'd probably like him if he did the podcast.
Anyway, so I asked this guy what's his favourite dish to cook, and he's like, well, I like fish and chips on the beach, but also like a caviar, and he's kept going. And
just give you the most pretentious answer that he possibly fucking could.
And I was like, sorry, Gary, that's all we have time for. And he was shocked. It's like no one ever cut him off before, and it was the best radio. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck about you, man. You work on MasterChef. I don't care about food. It's like, it's so funny to me that like he was trying to give me this pretentious answer about, and I was like, oh. And he tried to make it down to earth by saying, but you can't beat fish and chips on the beach. And I was like, can't you probably hate fish and chips on the beach? It's great. But yeah, so we did meet a few famous people doing that, but not famous. Like, we met Australian famous people. Rita Ora. Oh, one time I got punched in the chest by Arnold Schwarzenegger's security guard. Wow. Yeah, that was interesting.
Arnie's famous as fuck.
Yeah, but I didn't speak to him. He ignored me. We tried to do the brief celebrity interview thing.
And he just clipped you.
And I got a clip by the security guard.
Turns out he's fucking famous.
Yes, he is quite famous.
So famous.
But we had a safeguard. We went in with like, we'll ask him what his favourite film is, so then if he doesn't answer, we can assume it's silent film and still air it, because I assumed he wouldn't answer, and he didn't answer, obviously, because he's like Arnold. And if someone jumps out at you with a microphone, he's got like 10 big security guards around him. They're gonna be like, fuck off. It was at that like Arnold classic thing he does. Who else? That's it. I think you've met a lot more famous people because you've been to LA.
Well, I was just going to say, it was just around LA a lot.
One time I had the opportunity to see David Spade's dick, but I didn't look.
What?
I was just pissing next to David Spade at the Comedy Store.
Fuck.
He was just pissing in the public toilet. I was like, is there no backstage toilet, man? But I think he's not famous in Hollywood.
Yeah, right.
He was walking around the crowd like,
he's probably like ironically famous.
Yeah, I think if you've just been in a couple of Adam Sandler films and that's how people know you, you're not that famous. Everyone was like, oh, it's David Spade.
That's the thing in LA is like people are quite jaded. Like there's like a scene around.
But I didn't care. I'm not from there. I was like, oh, that's David Spade. I was like, I haven't really watched many of his movies, but I know who he is.
Yeah, there's a scene around like if you meet someone famous, you're supposed to be kind of too cool for them. Somewhere